Welcome to the Skeena Beat. It is the 26th of May, 2013. I am your host, Skeena, and we are coming at you live on bvocal.com. And we've got a great show for you today with This Day in History, Weird Fact of the Day, Email, and Tweets. And of course, if you are joining us on bvocal, there will be a chance to have your questions answered live. And a reminder that the date and time of our next episode is posted on our blog. That's theskeenabeat.blogspot.com, as well as tweets and emails are posted. And also you can stream or download our podcasts from there. And now it's time for This Day in History. On this day in 1805, Napoleon Bonaparte was crowned King of Italy. On this day in 1908, the first oil strike was made in the Middle East, in Persia. On this day in 1988, the Edmonton Oilers won their fourth Stanley Cup in 5 seasons. They swept the series 4-0 against the Boston Bruins. On this day in 17 AD, Germanicus of Rome celebrated his victory over the Germans. On this day in 1969, the Apollo 10 astronauts returned to Earth after a successful 8-day dress rehearsal for the first manned moon landing. And finally, on this day in 1521, Martin Luther was banned by the Edict of Worms because of his religious beliefs and writings. And that's it for This Day in History. Coming up next, Weird Fact of the Day. Have you ever wanted a day to end, but it just seemed to go on and it was so slow? Well, be glad you live on Earth and not Mercury. The fact is, a day on Mercury is actually longer than its year. That's right. The time Mercury takes to rotate on its axis is 176 Earth days, while a year on Mercury, the time it takes to orbit the Sun, is about 88 Earth days. So be glad you're on Earth and not on Mercury. Not to mention the heat. And that is our weird fact of the day. Now it's time to throw it over to some emails and tweets. Alright, then here we go. We have an email from Maya in Bakersfield, California. And Maya writes, I am 26 years old and worried that I won't meet a decent man. I always seem to attract slightly younger men who don't treat me too well. And I end up being a little hung up on them. What should I do? Well, Maya, it sounds like you need to figure out, first of all, what you're looking for in a guy. That's the first thing. If a guy doesn't treat you good, break up with him. You say you get hung up on them. What you need to do is you need to break that habit and also work on your self-esteem. That's what it comes down to. If you have low self-esteem, you'll let these guys walk all over you. So, break your pattern. The way you talk, you say you always seem to attract this and get hung up on them. So this is a pattern you've developed. You need to break that pattern. And if you need help doing that, then I would suggest professional help from a therapist who would be able to help you build up your self-esteem. And there's nothing wrong with a person going to seek professional help. Some people might think it's taboo. It's not. A lot of very, very smart people have done it. So don't be afraid. Build up your self-esteem. Then you can go out and meet the right guy. So good luck to you in your endeavors. Okay, our next email is from Vicky in San Jose. And Vicky writes, I'm going to get a new tattoo on my right inner thigh, but can't decide between a dolphin or a rose. Please help me decide. Okay, well, Vicky, I'm not a great expert on tattoos, but my personal preference in this case would be a dolphin. So, good luck to you, Vicky, with your tattoo. And we have a tweet from Howard in Trenton. And he writes, my girlfriend cheated on me. What should I do? Okay, Howard. I would say dump her and find somebody who won't cheat on you. Some others might argue that, the decent thing to do is to give her another chance, but there will always be the issue of trust after this. If you can put it behind you and move on, then maybe you could work through it. If you can't, the best thing to do would be to break up now and move on. So good luck to you, Howard. Now we have a tweet from Hope in San Diego. We got a lot of emails and tweets from California today. And Hope in San Diego writes, you've answered questions about wine. I need to know what goes with roast duck. Please help. Okay, Hope. I would recommend a Merlot. A duck is all dark meat, unlike a chicken, where you have dark and white. And the black cherry and plum tones in the Merlot would pair very well with the duck. So that's what I recommend. You live in California, Napa Valley's close by. I mean, you guys have access to some great wines, some great Merlots. So pick a real nice Merlot and enjoy. So, bon appetit. And that's it for emails and tweets today. All of your questions will be posted on our blog with abbreviated forms of the answers. Please, all of you out there, please send us more. Those who listen to our podcast, please send in your questions to us. You can send them into theskeenabeat@gmail.com. You can also send them in to Twitter @theskeenabeat. And thank you to all those who wrote in. And I encourage you again, all those who are listening, whatever your medium, to write in as well. Now it is time for our live Q&A section. However, looking at our screens here, it is not to be today. Please remember, you can see when our next live show is going to be by going to our blog, theskeenabeat.blogspot.com, or following us on Twitter @theskeenabeat. We send out tweets before every live show. So come out, join us. We'd love to have you one-on-one live and answer your questions. Well, that's it for the Skeena Beat today. This is your host, Skeena, saying, make sure you give someone a hug today. You'll feel better for doing it. Until next time, goodbye.